Welcome to Bobby Does Recaps. This is everything you need to know before Season 3 of The Night Agent. Season 1. We open with Peter Sutherland, an earnest FBI agent trying to outrun his family's reputation while stuck manning a rarely used spy hotline in the bowels of the White House. Flashback 1 year, and Peter's the hero on a DC Metro train, spotting a backpack bomb left by a shady guy with a rattlesnake tattoo. He yanks the emergency brake, evacuates folks, saves lives, but the bomber escapes. Cut to now, and enter Rose Larkin, a sharp tech CEO whose cybersecurity firm just got hacked into oblivion, leaving her bankrupt and crashing with her aunt and uncle, Emmett and Henry Campbell, in their cozy suburban home. Then things go south fast when a pair of psycho assassins, Dale, the brooding muscle, and Ellen, his thrill-seeking semi-psycho girlfriend, bust in and slaughter the Campbells, but not before they slip Rose a secret phone number and code. Rose calls the number. Peter picks up, and he talks her through hiding from the killers, urging her to fight like hell if they find her. Luckily, the cops show up and she doesn't have to. Peter's boss, White House Chief of Staff Diane Farr, a ruthless pragmatist tight with the president, orders him to grab Rose and stash her in protective custody. On the drive home, bam, Dale and Ellen ambush them in a wild car chase that ends in a head-on crash, allowing Peter to shake him off. Peter stashes Rose in a hotel under Secret Service watch, where she's grilled by Farr and FBI Deputy Director Jamie Hawkins. Rose lies about IDing the assassins because she senses something's wrong. Sure enough, security gets pulled. Dale and Ellen storm in. Peter swoops in to rescue, and they bolt off grid after a narrow getaway. Rose recalls a drive in the woods with the Campbells when she was younger, leading them to the Campbells' secret cabin where they snag an encrypted hard drive from the fireplace. Partial decryption reveals a file tied to Peter's Metro bombing trade number. Peter loops in Farr, who drops that Hawkins just got murdered in a Maryland field. Turns out he's not the mole. Back with the assassins, Dale and Ellen's twisted couple vibes shine as they get orders from their boss, Gordon Wick, a ruthless military contractor. Peter sneaks Rose into the White House to fully crack the drive, uncovering the Metro bombing wasn't random terror, but a botched hit on Omar Zadar, a charismatic foreign leader the U.S. secretly wanted gone. Now, shifting to the vice president's world, we meet Maddie Redfield, the rebellious daughter of VP Ashley Redfield, a scheming politician, guarded by Chelsea Arrington, a tough Secret Service agent, and Eric Monks, a grizzled vet with a painkiller habit. Maddie's flirting with her art professor, Paulo, who's texting a mystery contact with the same rattlesnake tattoo. At a motel meet with Farr, Rose doesn't trust her, but Farr swears she's clean and wants to help uncover the Campbells' dirt. They chase a lead to Lorna, a retired engineer buddy of the Campbells. She helps uncover more bombing details. Digging deeper, Peter and Rose learn the bombing aimed to paint Zadar as a terrorist threat, all while taking him out at the same time. Redfield and Wick masterminded the whole thing, but Peter's brake pulls saved him by shifting the blast. Fed up with her controlling dad, Maddie ditches Chelsea and Monks, sneaks to Paulo's, but the twist hits. Paulo's been pretending to like her for his lover, the tattooed bomber. And double twist, he shoots Paulo in the throat and kidnaps Maddie to force Redfield's confession. Peter reports to Farr but catches her slip. Oh, she's the mole, covering up post-bombing to protect President Travers from the scandal. Farr, now sensing Peter's closing in, starts framing him as the kidnapper, making him a wanted man. Desperate, Peter and Rose crash with his buddy Cisco, a loyal police buddy, but Dale and Ellen track them down. Cisco gets gunned down, but Peter takes Dale out in a violent showdown. Shaken, Peter and Rose hide on his godfather Jim's boat to regroup. Chelsea and Monks, searching for Maddie, find Paulo dead, uncover clues leading to an eco group called New Leaf, and ID the kidnapper as Colin Worley, the bomber's posing as his twin Mateo for revenge after cover-up assassins whacked the wrong brother. Flashback 14 years ago, Redfield's younger daughter Sarah drowned because he left the pool gate open, but he blames Maddie for it. Typical politician, right? At the White House, Redfield considers confessing to save Maddie. Farr doesn't want to get implicated in the cover-up and uses nanny cam footage of Redfield's abuse to blackmail him into silence. Here's the backstory. A year ago, Redfield and Wick confessed the bombing to Farr. She joined the cover-up to protect the president, not Redfield. Chelsea and Monks track Peter to the boat, arresting him and Rose. But after hearing the conspiracy proof, they decide to team up. Meanwhile, Maddie's forced to record a video pressuring Redfield to confess, but she sneaks a code to Chelsea, pinpointing her location at a shipyard. At the shipyard, an epic three-way shootout ensues with Ellen crashing in, Monks takes a bullet, Ellen offs Colin, and Rose shoves her off a crane. Maddie's safe now, but the conspiracy ramps up. There's a plan B. Maddie returns home and secretly records Redfield. The new plan to frame Omar Zadar is to take out President Travers at Camp David. Peter corners Farr at her house and reveals the Plan B hit on President Travers. Shocked by the news, she flips sides and smuggles Peter and Rose into Camp David. Chaos ensues. Bombs are already planted, one in Zadar's SUV and one on Marine One for Travers. Farr gets shot by a rogue agent. Peter intercepts Travers at gunpoint to stop her boarding Marine One. It explodes right before snipers take a shot on Peter. Now a hero, Peter requests the file on his dad. Turns out he was preparing to be a double agent in service of the U.S., but was taken out before deploying. Unfortunately, it's classified and the public will never know. Travers promotes Peter to full night agent. He bids Rose a steamy goodbye, hops on a jet, and opens his first mission brief. Boom! Just kidding, it doesn't blow up. Season 2. We open in Bangkok, Thailand, with Peter undercover alongside his partner and mentor, Alice. They're tracking Warren Stalker, a disgraced CIA asset suspected of selling top-secret files regarding a covert program called Foxglove. Warren hands off a thumb drive via dead drop. Peter follows, but their covers are blown, and as assassins swarm their extraction point, Alice is executed. Peter takes a bullet himself as he makes a desperate leap into the river to evade capture. Fast forward 1 month and Peter's gone rogue, convinced there's a mole within Night Action. He's hiding out in New York City, posing as a basketball coach for Warren's estranged son in attempts to draw Warren out of hiding. Meanwhile, over in Cali, Rose, now a tech whiz at Adverse Security, gets a cryptic call indicating Peter's in danger. Night Action boss Catherine Weaver, a tough-as-nails operator haunted by her own past, is sent to tell Rose to back off for now. They have it handled. Using Adverse Security's facial recognition software, Rose flags Peter at a New York clinic and races to the city, arriving just in time to disrupt his high-stakes confrontation with Warren. But the reunion's cut short by gunfire from the same bald assassin who iced Alice, forcing them to run. Flashback 9 months. Peter first meets Catherine in Thailand. She's skeptical of his fast-track promotion from the president and pairs him with Alice, who makes him ditch his old life, including Rose, for Operation Security. Back to the present, Peter and Rose evade the hit squad, hole up at his apartment, and trace Warren to a private airfield on Long Island where he's snatching Ethan and preparing to flee. Peter overpowers him, while Rose pulls the kid to safety. Enter Noor Tahiri, a resourceful aide at the Iranian mission, doubling as a CIA asset. She's trading sensitive drone intelligence for a shot at asylum for her family. But her handler is turning up the heat, pressuring her for more if she wants asylum. Peter hauls Warren to a warehouse for interrogation. He's selling details on defunct Black Ops program Foxglove. Before he can continue, a sniper takes him out mid-sentence, but Peter grabs his ringing phone. It's the buyer offering a shady deal. Peter rejects the offer and escapes via the rooftop while remotely guiding Rose through a gauntlet of assassins. Cornered, Rose stabs the bald assassin right before Catherine suddenly appears to secure her. They ID him as Solomon Vega, an ex-Marine listed as dead. Over at the Iranian mission, Noor's desperate, plants an AirTag on Ambassador Abbas, tails him to a meet with Solomon handing over a briefcase and snaps pics of him. Meanwhile, enter Tomas Bala, son of jailed war criminal Victor Bala, and his hot-headed cousin Marcus, who's all about violence. Marcus and his crew hijack a transport truck carrying KX Chemical, a deadly nerve agent tied to the Foxglove scandal. In attempts to find out what's in the ambassador's briefcase, Peter and Rose crash a gala at the Iranian mission. Rose fakes choking to distract security while Noor lifts the essential keycard. While Rose photographs the briefcase documents with Noor's phone, Peter gets nabbed by security and fights his way out. After the chaos, Catherine finally spills the beans. Foxglove is a rogue Pentagon project designed to create synthetic chemical weapons, specifically KX-7 nerve agent. Holding the mission's only leverage on her device, Noor stalls the investigation, demanding a high-risk extraction of her mother and brother from Iran before she surrenders the evidence. Enter Sami Sadi, ex-Delta Force night agent, tasked with grabbing Noor's mom, Atiza, and brother, Farhad. Farhad, blindsided by the extraction, freaks out and refuses to leave his home. Peter manages to talk him down, convincing him to trust Sami to keep Noor safe. During the extraction, Iranian police pull them over. A shootout erupts. Farhad grabs a gun and fires at Sami. He instinctively fires back, killing Farhad. Peter makes a gut-wrenching call and lies to Noor that her family is safe to get her to hand over the photos. Meanwhile, Solomon and his boss, Jacob Monroe, a slick intelligence broker, identify Peter as the Marine One hero from Camp David. Over in a prison in The Hague, Victor tells Tomas the real play. The mission was never about exposing the hypocrisy, but all about launching a devastating chemical attack on American soil to settle the score. Catherine enlists French operative Jacqueline Laurent to bait Solomon into a trap, but he anticipates the move and executes Jacqueline. Rose realizes their secure comms are hacked and guides Peter via phone to stealthily capture Solomon. Rose tracks down Dr. Wilfred Cole, a lead scientist from the Foxglove program. He delivers a chilling confirmation. The terrorists must be actively brewing the KX-7 blister agent, and because the U.S. never finished the R&D, there's no known antidote. The meeting's cut short when the Bala cousins ambush and kidnap them to force the scientists into finishing the chemical compound. After receiving a distress signal from Rose, Peter realizes the official channels are too slow. In a desperate move, he breaks Solomon out of custody, intending to use him to set up a meet with Monroe. Meanwhile, Noor finds out Peter lied to her after getting cornered by Javad, the Iranian mission's ruthless security chief. With her back against the wall, she offers to deliver Peter to save her own skin. Peter meets Monroe, where he offers a way to save Rose. Peter must infiltrate the UN archives to retrieve a classified document that proves the U.S. illegally sold chemical weapons to Victor Bala. Peter seeks help from Noor to infiltrate the UN, but she's lured him into an ambush. He turns the tables by verifying her mother's safety via a secure call. However, Javad and his team descend on Peter, igniting a vicious street-to-subway brawl that only ends when Peter narrowly escapes on a departing train. Noor breaks free and immediately targets Ambassador Abbas. Leveraging her knowledge of his defected daughter, she blackmails him into granting her the head start she needs to vanish. Back with the Bala family, infighting reaches a lethal boiling point. Marcus locks Tomas in a refrigeration unit with a cracked K7 vial, forcing his cousin into a slow, agonizing death. With the opposition removed, Marcus ruthlessly bullies Dr. Cole into mass-producing the toxin by threatening his family. Peter poses as an IT technician to bypass UN security and swipe the classified file from the archives. Noor is almost captured by Javad, but outmaneuvers him using a crowd as distraction, allowing Sami to help her escape. Javad returns to the mission only to find out that he's under arrest. Abbas has framed him. Solomon tries kidnapping Catherine, but she impales him in a garage. Tough way to go, yikes. Meanwhile, Rose and Dr. Cole secretly make a batch of knockout gas to facilitate their escape. Rose successfully leads Cole's family to safety, but the doctor doesn't make it. Marcus is able to escape with 15 KX-7 canisters, and he's already headed to the UN. In a coordinated strike at the UN, Peter, Catherine, and Rose successfully recover 14 canisters of the lethal KX-7. Marcus flees, but they track him to the Winfield Hotel penthouse. Peter manages to neutralize Marcus while Rose identifies the last chemical payload inside a ventilation unit. Thinking fast, she starts a fire, activating the building's emergency seals, successfully containing the KX-7. Whew. Disaster averted. Peter turns himself in and forces a clean break with Rose, insisting she forget him for her own protection. Following a brief detention, Catherine sanctions Peter's off-the-books mission. He is to penetrate Monroe's organization and act as a double agent, funneling intel back to her. Okay, so remember that top-secret file that Peter stole from the UN? Well, it delivered a fatal blow to Patrick Knox's presidential campaign, unmasking his role in authorizing illegal chemical sales to Victor Bala. His immediate exit from the race hands the election to Governor Richard Hagan, effectively installing Jacob Monroe's puppet in the White House. Peter now awaits Monroe's call. The hook is set. And that's where The Night Agent Season 2 comes to an end. If you like this recap, please hit that like button and subscribe for more recaps.